Really having fun with this year's journey, June.
Happy Monday. It's Monday. That's weird. Usually it's a Sunday or a Saturday. Today it is neither. Let's see. Oh, Cavendish. Having fun with this year's journey, June. Oh, good. I can tell. I can tell you're having a lot of fun with the ones that I've seen. They look very... What am I thinking of? Thoughtful. Like you just had a lot of fun doing each one. So I'm glad to hear that. What's that you're listening to? Cloverkin yesterday. Oh, that's so Cloverkinish. Oh, good! God, I love Fritz. I'm so glad he thought that, because I had them specially made for me. Cloverkin themes. Woo woo. Sorry, I'm still setting up. How have you been? How is everybody? I know it's on a Monday, and, you know, no one's probably going to be here, and that's okay. I get it. That's what VODs are for, though, right? Ideally. Here's some... I'm cleaning the palette. Palette cleaning ASMR. Squeegee, squeegee, squeegee. Kind of sounds like an animal. Maybe like a monkey or something. Got that one. Oh, I need to use that. Good. So it's been 3 weeks since I streamed at all. I got COVID again. That was cool. I mean, to be honest, it was so much better than the first time. The first time I got it the day after I got back from a convention, before there were vaccines, before there was anything we could do. No one was even masking. It was March 2020, and this was before lockdown happened, and I got it, and then, like, the week after I got back, that's when everything hit. Like, the lockdown happened, everybody was starting to freak out, all that. So, I got it during that time, without a vaccine, obviously, and it was horrid. Absolutely terrible. It's the worst sick I've ever been in my life. I'm not exaggerating. It was like if you had mono and the flu at the same time. It was not good. The fatigue for me and the breathing was the worst part. Oh, I just realized I don't have it. That was really bad. And it was bad this time too, but not as bad. I would say symptom-wise and just how sick I was, it was probably a third of what it had originally been. And now I'm like fully vaxxed, fully boosted, all that stuff. So this time was a lot more manageable. I actually was able to work this time. The first time I had it, I couldn't do anything. I was out for 2 weeks. One of the days, I just got up from my bed, realized I couldn't do anything, went straight to the couch and just stared at the ceiling all day and like dozed off sometimes. I couldn't move. It was terrible. Absolutely awful. But this time was better. I was able to get actually a good amount of work done. What I would do is I'd be on the couch and I would have all my stuff around me so I could work on whatever I felt like at the time. And if I felt the need to just doze off, or if the fatigue got too much, I'd just fall asleep with all my stuff on me, and then I'd wake up again and just start working back right where it was. It was bad good, if I had to say it. Bad good. So that was interesting. And I still don't think I'm over it fully. I still have, like, nose things here and there. The fatigue. Still, you can't fight the fatigue. And I don't know, I've been a little down lately just because it's been in the 90s here, like almost hundreds. It's too hot for me. I can't do anything outside with the dogs. The dogs are bummed out. I'm bummed out. I hate having my AC on all the time. It's really nerve-wracking. I don't like doing that. But that's summer, I guess. And then our sink has had problems. So tomorrow a plumber's coming out finally. We haven't been able to use our kitchen sink, so we've been washing our dishes in the bathroom, which has been fun. Not fun, but you know. Oh, John Miller, how are you? I miss you. How are you? I hope you've been receiving everything I've been sending your family. I always worry. Every time I send something out, I always worry. Oh, God. I gotta remind myself. Hold on. Keep remembering things. I forgot today's Juneteenth observed, so there's no mail. And I was going to send out a pet portrait today, and I wasn't able to do that. And I feel bad because I got that person's hopes up, being like, hey, pet portrait's going out today, except it's not. Whoops. So I apologize. Did what I could there. How have you guys been? What's been going on with you? Hopefully you've been better than I have. Ideally. Where the hell is my favorite brush? Bodhi! Oh, Bodhi. How are you, Bodhi? I'm on Mondays now. Which is funny, because Gabe got this job, right? It's not a good job. He hates it, but we need it. It's temporary, hopefully. And he's been... I've been doing my streams on days where I know I can manage it. So I don't really have a set schedule. I'm trying for Mondays now, as you can see. Because Mondays seem to be his most consistent days off. But then right when I said, oh yeah, we're doing Mondays now, he got his new schedule and there's a Monday that he has to work. So, you know, he's going to try to trade because he doesn't like working on Mondays either. So, here you are. Where were you? I needed this too. I'm a mess right now. I'm a mess. You're sick too? Oh man, what do you got? You got the COVID? I got COVID again. It sucked. Life goes on, just happy to be here. John, you are so uplifting and optimistic. I hope you've been okay. I hope it's a good crazy, maybe? Good crazy? Worst sore throat you've ever had? Oh god, sore throat sucks. I don't know which is worse, sore throat or nose stuff. I feel like sore throat is worse than nose stuff, because like going to sleep when you've got sore throat is just the worst. The damn worst. I'm sorry, Bodhi. I hope it's at least manageable, and like, I hope it's the kind of sickness that you forget you're sick sometimes, but I know that's a long shot, but alright, let's get started on this guy. Whose bottom are we looking at here to get this house? Yeah. I thought there was not gonna be a this. Oh yeah. See, I hate nose stuff. Nose stuff for me is the worst. I would rather, well, okay, I take that back. If we're saying throat, nose, headache, nausea, all that stuff, I'm gonna actually go with nausea. Nausea is the worst. I hate being nauseous. It's the worst feeling because it's basically like you've got a headache and all this other stuff. You are just debilitated. But then yeah, I hate nose probably more. But no, I'm doing better, Bodhi. I got COVID again like 2 weeks ago, and it was terrible, but it wasn't as bad as the first time when it was pre-vaccination days. So I'm better now. I've got a couple lingering things, but it's not enough to take me out of the game like it was before. So that's good. Oh, I'm glad you can still draw. Yeah, it can make you nauseous. God, I hate that. It's just uncomfortable, man. So this is a bear that got stuck in a house. I don't know. I honestly drew... I drew 2 different things that I was going to do on stream today, and they're both things that I need to do for people, admittedly. One is like a house portrait that I'm doing for one of my patrons, and it's cute. She has an adorable house, and I told her, you know, I could do a portrait of your house, and I'm looking forward to that. I like doing architecture. I don't know. Anyway, then I was thinking, oh, maybe I should open up house portraits. That'd be fun, and maybe I will. I really like doing architecture. Anyway, I gotta get better at it though. And then I took a break I ate and I showered, and in the shower I was like, I don't know, maybe I should just do something stupid like a bear getting caught in a house. And I loved it that like I laughed to myself in the shower. Sometimes I sound crazy, I'm sure. And so here we are. I drew the bear caught in the house. And then I was thinking, should I make another character that's like the owner of the house, and he's, well, why'd you, get in my house? Or now you're stuck, I can't, have my breakfast or coffee. And then I was like, no, I like the ambiguity of this. I like that we don't know anything. And so I'm going to keep this just how it is. I like it like that. So... it is a sketch, but admittedly it's a digital sketch. It's digital pencil. And it's gonna get, like, since it's ink from the printer, it's gonna blur a bit, which I'm totally fine with. Then I can do clean pencils, actual pencils afterwards. This is just super light right now, but... Oh, yeah. Oh, that would have been good. Shit. I actually really like that Bodhi. I might, in post, Photoshop out the drape and maybe a frog. Maybe a frog lives here or something. Because that would make a good little, like, window decal silhouette. I like that. I like that. And then after I did this, I remembered that there's, like, a Winnie the Pooh episode where he gets caught in his house. And it's very similar to this. I totally forgot about that. Completely. So anyway, I'm using this as kind of my chill painting this week, chill time. And if it comes out good enough to my expectations, then I might use it as a Clover card for next month. This month's Clover card is that frog piece I did that's got the coconut. I did a fun little reveal video for that. I'll get you a link in a second. I wanted to wet this real quick. I think I still need to post the actual card. Yeah, conjuring with coconuts. Oh, it was Rabbit's home. Oh, that's right, because he was freaking out the whole time. One of the worst things anyone has ever said to me was, and this is going to seem a little bit like I'm overreacting, but it really hurt, and I don't think they understand how much it hurt. But a friend from the past, we'll say, had taken it upon himself to, and I don't think anybody should really do this, because I think it's always going to end up hurting someone, but he had taken it upon himself to take a few of his friends and slot them into, different characters from different IPs and things. And he thought I fit Rabbit the most from Winnie the Pooh. And that hurt, because I'm like, I'm not an asshole. Like, Rabbit's an asshole. Everybody hates Rabbit. So that was like, I don't know, but he was trying to backtrack it and be like, oh yeah, but you're so responsible and blah 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, but he also gets bent out of shape, and I go with the flow for the most part. I don't get bent out of shape very often. I just found that kind of one of the biggest disses you could. Anyway, he's not a very self-aware individual. So I don't think he realizes when he hurts people or anything, but man, it was so left field and somehow extremely off-putting. It made me so upset. Oh, thank you, Bodhi. I'd like to say that that's because I have a background from college in VFX and animation and stuff. So I'm always happy when I can actually do something with it, which, that sort of thing. Once I have more time and I'm through all these portraits, as I've said 40 billion times, I'll probably dig into it more, because I just love editing and I love making videos and stuff. I just don't have time for it. It takes a while. Like that one was maybe a third to maybe half as long as the turnip one, and that one took me maybe 3 hours from start to finish making the footage and then editing it and stuff. But who would I want to be? I don't know if it's who I'd want to be. I think it's who you're most like. Who out of the Winnie the Pooh universe do you guys think you're most like? I don't know. At least I feel like Owl is kind of like Rabbit, but not a jerk. You know, he's kind of solitary and he's responsible, but he doesn't poke his nose in anybody's business. He doesn't get mad at anybody. He's pretty chill. You know? But yeah. I'll get quicker at it. I think that is quicker. I don't know many people who can bust out that kind of a video that quickly, but it's like making the footage and everything. It's usually like set dressing and stuff that takes a while. But I'm talking like the pet portraits, they take so much time. You didn't watch Winnie the Pooh? Oh man. That's okay. Did you read any of the books? I actually didn't get into Winnie the Pooh until probably about 5 years ago. You wouldn't think that looking at a lot of my art, but I didn't get into it until then. Oh. A Saturday morning. Interesting. Oh, you would have been Tigger. Cute. Yeah, I don't know. It sucks because every character is just, they're not complex. They're just a straight trait. Like Eeyore's depressed. Piglet is anxious. Rabbit is controlling. Winnie the Pooh is aloof. And Tigger's got ADD, you know? Like, no one's really complex. So it's like to slot yourself into these kind of characters that are a one-track trait is, I think it's damaging, you know? It's fun sometimes, but don't slot your friends into these things, because like I said, it's gonna hurt someone. You're gonna hurt someone, and probably inadvertently. So please forgive me. I do not get much time lately to do any sort of watercolor or anything. Like I said, I've just been going ham on my work. So head down, just getting done what I gotta get done. However, while working, I started watching The Handmaid's Tale since I haven't seen anything from it. And I am so mad. Like, ever since I started watching it, which I'm on season 3 now, no spoilers please, but I started watching it maybe a week ago or whatever, and like when I got COVID, and I've been binging it, and I'm just in a constant state of rage. Because it really feels like we're on our way there, at least in the US. And like, it's so frustrating because you can see that, you know, we could end up there, and it's so messed up. I don't know. So I've been dealing with that as a lesser thing. Oh, it's a great show though. Bodhi, I think you'd really appreciate a lot of the imagery that's in it. Like, so much of their design choices. Like, there's a lot of character design things to it that are really, really cool. I think a lot of artists should watch it. They're beautiful shots, wonderful use of color. I really do highly recommend it. And it's not so much a sad show. I mean, there's a lot that it's complex. Yeah, there are sad parts. Yeah, there are parts that make you angry. I mean, it's a well-balanced show. I mean, it's popular for a reason. It's fantastic. But, you know, it's just heavy. I'll just say that. Every emotion they do give you, it's heavy. So. Oh my God, Cavendish, that's inappropriate. Yeah, I would have yelled at him too. My character is legit descended from that house. Whoa. I guess I'd be Rabbit, but without being an asshole. Like, that's the part I don't know if he thought about. Like, that Rabbit is kind of an asshole. You know, he can be thoughtful and compassionate, but I don't think that's what he was thinking about. Anyway. He didn't know me either. It's really weird. Like, he always confused me with another one of his friends. Like, oh, you did this thing. It's like, no, I didn't do that. That was blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay. Like, you don't know who I am or what I do, and I live with you. Like, what is going on? So funny. Okay, this is too much water in this part. That's gonna pool, leave a wall. But no, I highly recommend at least watching the first episode and see how it feels for you. There's a little bit of gore in some areas, but I think it's an important show. I really do. I think everyone should watch it. Oh God, Bodhi. Was that difficult? Really, Cavendish? I just got so sucked into that world. I love dystopian things and alternate history stuff. So when, you know, I figured out that's kind of what's going on there, I had to... Oh my God. They leave you on those cliffhangers. And it's crazy because the characters are so good and you want to know more about them and what's going to happen to them. And oh my God. I don't know. I really like it. I think it's great. Did we watch Severance? No. Is that good? An invite list to your birthday? Yeah. Oh my God. I had to do that for my 30th birthday. It was extremely uncomfortable and I didn't want to do it. So I had someone else do it. Really? Severance. Okay, I'll make myself a note. Because I've heard good things about it. Plus, I love Adam Scott so much. Like, Gabe and I love Adam Scott. I can't get enough of him. He's great. He's so fun. I wish I was his friend. He looks like a fun guy. And he's versatile. Like, who the character he was in Step Brothers versus, you know, like Ben Wyatt in Parks and Rec. He's good. It's good. I'll give it a go. I don't want to put the other flats down too soon because I feel like they're gonna bleed. So, gotta watch it. Hi, D-Pad. I'm better, yeah. I got sick for a bit, but I'm doing okay. I hope you're doing okay too. I don't think this is gonna bleed. No, I think it's... Seems like it's pretty good. Now for this piece, I did not want to over-render anything. I really wanted to just put down some flats, maybe some cell shading, and get out. So I don't want to do like crazy gradients or anything like that. And I wanted to go over it again with nice clean lines. Like I wanted to keep it very simple. And I know I've said that like the past 2 paintings I've done on stream, and it never happens. So I kind of hope I can manage it this time. Because I always have the urge to do more, but I'm always mad at myself. Because I didn't want to do that much. I really like just flats, clean lines, simple gradients. That's really the kind of art I like, but sometimes it's really weird. It's not what I end up making sometimes. I don't know what's up with that. So yeah, if my nose still sounds plugged, sorry. I know it's annoying, but can't really do much about that. Man, I screwed up this top area. Ah! Oh, I'm glad you're good. Yeah, right? Oh my god. Like, if you throw in some good colors, you know, with lighting included and some clean line work, oh my god. I'm all for that. Like, that's where my heart is. But it's like all my stuff on my profile, I'll look at it and I'm like, what am I doing? It's not what I really like to do. Like, my digital stuff seems to speak more to it. It's like I have it pre-programmed in me that if I'm doing traditional work, it needs to be fully rendered. It's like, no. No. Don't do that. And I really need to just stop it. Like, I need to transition my traditional to have the style of my digital. And that's been a very unlearning process. Like, I have to unlearn everything. So I'm really, like, as I'm doing things, I'm coherent and thinking about every decision I'm making. And that's what's hard about doing this when you stream, because you're talking, and then at some point you kind of switch to autopilot. And that's usually when I make the first mistake and I go too render heavy. Because then you just start, like I said, autopilot. And, you know, sometimes my autopilot is just to render. And that's not exactly what I want. So, doing what I can here. I think I want this bear to have some prone booties. So Bodhi, how's Amsterdam going? Have you done any other residences? I haven't been on the internet much at all.
Hello, friend. How are you feeling?
Oh, EB! I'm feeling good. How you feeling? I'm doing much better, thank you. Like, the COVID... Oofed. It wrecked me. Again, it wrecked me. But not as bad as the first time. I feel very lucky. The vaccines work, y'all. Get your vaccine. Because, damn. What kind of pants does he need? I want to do red pants. Oh, but that would be very Pooh-er, because he had a red shirt. Can't do green, can't do blue. I don't really want to do yellow. Man. I think it has to be a different kind of blue than the sky. I really didn't want to do denim pants, because I'm like, everybody's, you know, that's just what you do. That's like by the book. But if I make it at least a little bit different than the sky color, I think we'll be okay. Maybe less cyan. Oh, thank you. I'm happy to be back. And hopefully I can keep doing these like Monday streams like this. That'd be nice. So Gabe's home right now and he's downstairs and he can watch the dogs and I can do all the stuff I need to do for the stream instead of, you know, having my virtual VTuber thing up. But I mean, I like having it up, but it's not, you know, it's not what I'd prefer. This is still really contrasted. Oof. That's a bit where it is. Yeah. That works. We're settled in here, no residencies for ages. My girlfriend has a cute shop, so I know, I've seen it. I love it. I love her shop so much. I think it'd be a really fun goal eventually to come visit you guys at her shop. Because her shop just looks so fun. Looks like a really nice place to work too. When you've been there kind of doing your iPad stuff there, it looks cozy. Like she did a really good job, or whoever like designed the actual space. It looks really cozy. Really nice chill spot. I could see it being really nice during like if it were raining out or something too. The street just looks magical. It's so cute. You guys bike there and I love it. Isabel, hi. How you doing? Someday, long-term goals, right? We would love to meet you guys. Especially with how long we've known each other, right? Like, that's crazy. It's been a while. Sometimes I forget how long we've known our internet friends, and it's like, oh, right. Thankfully, because of cons, I've been able to meet a lot of people that, you know, we've met online. So, like, you know, on Twitch, my buddy Wade, we usually actually see him at DragonCon or Gen Con. And it's always really fun to see him. He's a great guy. And then I usually run into somebody that's a patron at conventions, and that's always really fun. So I'm low-key getting excited for DragonCon. And honestly, if I end up getting COVID for a third time after going, at least I know what to expect this time with getting it again while vaccinated. So that's nice. Like, I'll know what to expect. Instead of being absolutely scared. Because for a while I was really scared of getting it, even though I was vaxxed this time around. Like, how bad would it be? Would it still be as bad as that first time? And nope, it wasn't as bad. It felt like just a really bad cold. Like, really bad flu. And it's not like I did anything different either. Like, I'm always masking still if I go out. That's the other thing. I don't go out. So I must have gotten it from Gabe, who, you know, had a new job. So it's all his fault. Like, legit, we can just trace it back to him. I am blaming him 100%. But yeah, I'm excited for it because I want to see people. I miss seeing folks and being places. Granted, with how much it's still happening, it is weird that, you know, people are acting like it's not there. It's there. It's still there. People are still getting COVID as much. It's just people don't seem to care. Always licking handrails and whatnot. I know. He can't stop. It's an addiction. Actually, more so, he's in probably one of the worst positions, I think, because he works outside because he's a cart getter at a store. This was the quickest job we could find, and we really needed money. He hates it, but it's what we got. So he's touching a lot of shopping carts. And he doesn't have to wear his mask because he's outside the whole time. But he's touching all those carts. And think of all the people. Like, here's where my germaphobe self sets in. I'm not usually a germaphobe, but this gets to me because it's like, that's a lot of people. Especially because he works the weekends sometimes. So, like, Saturdays and Sundays when carts are just in heavy rotation. Oh my god, he's touching all of it. All of it. I can't. Trying to survive con prep? Well, I'm here if you need me. Let me know if you need help with it, because there's a lot of things you can forget during con prep, and even me, being like a con veteran, man, you're gonna forget some stuff once in a while. Stupid stuff too, like business cards, tape, scissors, stuff like that. And especially, it sucks if you're gonna fly for a con and you need scissors. Don't put them in your carry-on. If they're over like 6 inches or whatever, you gotta put them in your check bag. That's what it was. But not many. Yeah, I haven't met many either. It's been like maybe... Oh wait, no, there's a group I met. It's been under 10, you know, and I've been on here for what, since 2016? How many years is that? I can't math right now. It's not 10 years. It's probably like -4. So it's like 8 years maybe? I don't know. Thank you, Cavendish. That many. Has Gabe had it? Yeah, Gabe gave it to me. So the first time I got it was from C2E2 2020. I got it, and that was before any of the vaccines or lockdown stuff. It was horrible. He never got it from me. I don't know why. He never got it. I guess it didn't transfer to him or something, but this time around, he got it at work. Then he got sick for like a week, and then during that time, I'm sure I got it. And then, so when he was basically done being sick, it lasts about 2 weeks. When he was done being sick, that's when mine hit hard. And I guess, thank goodness it did. Also, he ended up having like a week off just because like the schedules didn't fill in or something. So he had a week off, and luckily that ended up being the week he was sick. So luckily it worked out like that. Getting it from contact with things people touch is not all that common. I don't know, Cavendish. That's all I can think of, because he doesn't go inside like places. He doesn't, you know, without being masked, he doesn't do that. So his job is outdoors. So that's all I could think of. Like if he touched something and then touched his mouth, I don't know. Oh. You're not gonna die, Isabel. It'll be fun. Cons are fun. And honestly, if you have any anxiety about it, being behind the table really does seem to help with things, because it's a nice barrier between you and the mass of people. And for me, what really helped separate even more is, if you've seen my table, I've got vinyl banners on either side of me that are pushed up against the table, so I'm able to kind of hide behind them if I need to. And sometimes you need like a 30-second collection, you know, when it gets kind of crazy. And that's done wonders for me. So I don't necessarily have panic attacks or anxiety issues or anything like that, but there are times I just get overwhelmed by the crowd and everything, and that's nice having that little shady spot, you know. So if you can afford to have that around you, it helps. Oh no! Cold on Saturday? Well, I would rather have it be cold than like 100 degrees out, right? I hope they've been okay otherwise. So yeah, the weather lately is just awful. Awful weather. Like, it's gonna be like 93 out today, and I'm on the top floor in a closed room with no real airflow right now. So at some point, I'm probably gonna be sweating. So there's that. So hopefully it's not too bad. I didn't expect to like be doing this too long, so we'll see. But fill in some of these areas that might have clouds. You can barely see that. Bah, that's crap. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a bit better. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. That's more what I see. Mysterio cosplay, helmet behind my table, nothing gets through that. Yeah, we can't see you when you've got that on. So the thing with my booth is I don't sit down typically, but even if I am sitting or standing, since I've got that little window, I can lean forward and you can see everything on either side. Like it's a full 180 view. You don't need to see behind you. So like it's not like my view is inhibited by that, you know, them being there. But like if I duck behind one and I'm eating, sometimes I eat and I don't want to just be, you know, in the little window I've got. So I dip to the side, take a bite, and I come back and I chew, you know, just to be considerate. But it's really nice just having that little area. But yeah, I can see everything. It's not like there's a here. I've got a picture on my website for those that haven't seen. But yeah, if you look at my about here, here's two pictures. So I've since gotten rid of, there's like a framed picture there. I've kind of cleared out that area so it's more of a open spot. Though I do like having something that comes up a little bit in front of me because I keep like Pet and Armor slips back there. I keep pens, tape, business cards. I keep them, you know, right there just so I can have them immediately ready. So behind the take a card display, there's a whole bunch of stuff. That's also where I keep my water. Everything is there just so I've got it like ready. I've also got a flosser for my teeth because I'm eating there sometimes and I don't want to be talking to people and have food in my teeth. My teeth just grab all the food. So I have a little flosser thing. But yeah, it's really, I feel very smart about it because then I usually don't sit down. I just stand there and I have all these things that I typically need and hand out. So, oh, you'll be good then. I'm sure you'll be fine. You will be fine. It'll be fun too. I think it's a lot different, even if you're an introvert. I think cons are different because it's your art, and because it's your art, it's easy to talk about. And it's fun to hear what people think of it and everything, so, you know, like, you're not really gonna curl up, you know? You're gonna kind of come alive, I think, when they start talking to you about your work. So I'm excited for you. It's really neat to hear what people think. And if anybody says anything derogatory or terrible about it, it's not for them. Just ignore it. Let them move on. Don't take it to heart. Don't think you need to change anything about your work. It's just not for them. So I can't tell you how many times somebody's seen one of my Pet and Armor like signs and they're like, I'm not paying for that. And they're, you know, just walking by and it's like, well, then it wasn't for you. Duh. Hello. I've never taken it, like, offense to that because how can you? You know? That's like somebody who would make fun of, I don't know, if if there's a style of clothing or like a pattern on something you're like, oh my god, that's disgusting, then yeah, it's not for you. Don't worry about it. Worry about the things you like, you know? Thank you, Isabel. I'm proud of my booth. It took a few iterations to get it to where it's at, but I would probably say about 3. It really came together once I got the vinyl banners that I was pretty happy with. And they weren't that expensive either. I think they were like $60, something like that. And they've lasted me since, God, 2016. Somewhere in there. I think I got them late 2016, maybe early 2017. And they've lasted me through so many shows. So, I don't know. I definitely go back to where I went for those. They're great quality. I love them. They've never let me down. The only problem is they're heavy, but everything's heavy. Like if you're flying with stuff, which that's the crappy thing. That's when you know if you're really good at packing or not, is when you start flying with your whole setup. So for the most part, I've got it where my setup is consistent between local shows and flying. And I'm pretty proud of that, because if you've got 2 different ones that vary a lot, you're going to get scatterbrained throughout going from show to show, wherever they are. So it's good if it can be, you know, cohesive across the board. And the fact that I've got it where it's modular, it's like versatile. I can switch it on the dime if I need to, like what prints I have, all these sorts of things. I don't know, like I said, I'm proud of it. I worked it to the point where it's plug and play. I'll call it plug and play. Ooh, Cavendish, that's hard. I wouldn't have even done that. Doing mirrors? At least your characters are very well shaped for that, so it's you know, you can figure it out. But if you're doing like a human, no way, man. No way. That's rough. Start putting what day it is on your post, Cavendish. You're driving me nuts, because I didn't know which ones yours were for the past couple days. I was like, which one is this? Because the Instagram feed doesn't show them chronologically for me. So one will come up, I'm like, which day is this? Come on, man. Help me out. I like knowing. Oh, that is nice that you're super close to it for the first one. Yeah, flying is hard. And I do it with just 3 luggages. I've got a carry-on bag, I've got a check bag, and I've got a microphone bag, technically. Or it's meant for a band. A lot of people who use riggings, we either get microphone stand bags, photography bags for like lighting, or snowboard bags, because they're wide, they're long, and they're typically made specifically for flying. So the padding and stuff inside of them, the rigidness, all that stuff, it's usually pretty good. So that you usually have to pay an oversized fee for, but it does depend on the flight, like the airline. But I've never had anything really break or get bent. Nothing like that. I've had the same rigging too since 2016. I paid $80 for that. That does matter, the quality of the rigging you get, because Gabe got one that was like $30, and by the second show it had bent. So the fact that I spent $80 on mine and it's rigid and it's hardcore, it's lasted me a long time. Or go by train. I mean, if you have the choice, driving 5 hours isn't bad. The longest show that we drove to was a 20-hour drive from, I think at the time we were in Wisconsin. It was like from Wisconsin to Massachusetts. Was it Maryland? It's either Maryland or Massachusetts, wherever FairyCon was. It was like a 20-hour drive. That sucked. 5 hours, though, you'll be fine. 5-hour drive is cake. You'll be more than fine with that. And I would say do drive it instead of the train, just because you have so much more you can do with your car. Then you can take it to go eat, you know, if there's an emergency. Like, if it's under, like, 6-hour drive, I would probably drive it. Yeah, we weren't able to fly at the time for that one. I would never do that again. We weren't able to fly, and there were a couple places on the way we were like, hey, we could stop at these places and make it like a vacation con. So, hi, Fire Seal. How are you? Oh, I gotcha, Cavendish. That's so weird it doesn't carry over. Yes, I say drive it. Train is fun, but the ability to have all your stuff with you the way you want it, I would do that. We were tired, yeah, but it was okay. It wasn't the worst thing. Okay, still not gonna over render. Just want to do some basic stuff. Just shading. Just shading. Thanks, D-Pad. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, is anybody watching this while they're at work? I'm curious since it's Monday now, which is really messing with me. That's okay. Oh no, Fire Seal. You're gonna get obsessed. Watch out. At least it's kind of a healthy hobby. It's not like it's gonna hurt you. It'll hurt your wallet. That's about it. My work is goblins. You're a lucky one. You ever get sick of doing your goblins? Thank you, Cavendish. I have faith too. Hopefully I don't zone out and just start auto-rendering. Do you usually work on Mondays, Cavendish, or what do you usually do? At your niece and nephews. That's nice. It's work hours at the moment. It's nice you get to work from home, though. Oh, really, Fire Seal? Thank you. I'm having fun with this story, even though I don't have a lot of time this year. And I know I hate using that term because we get mad at people for using that excuse, but I feel like since I'm a professional and I'm saying it, it's different. Because I'm still getting it done. It's just I don't have enough time for as much as I'd like to do with it. So I have to leave out some of my in-between panels now and then. But outside of the story, I've been making notes about what I would want to put in if I do end up finishing the story. Or polishing it, rather. But I'm glad you like it. Oh, man. Is it going to be a poster, Bodhi? Yeah, last 2 years have been stupid. Last 4. F it. Let's just say 4. I'm going to say 4 years. Oh man, I can buy followers? You're kidding. That's an option? Wow. Oh man. You guys, did you know that? Technically retired. I don't have a day job. I'm supposed to be writing. Oh man, lucky. That's pretty cool. Good on you then, Cavendish. I'm happy for you. Did you hear about Muscle Wolf and Moose? It's a bit special. It sounds awesome. I want to see it. Do you have anything, like any whips posted? You just got home, maybe? Was it a good day at work? Was it a good Monday? Do people still have angst towards Monday, or was that just when people had to go into work all the time? Oh, you're a school bus driver. I think you told me that before. Do you ever get irritated by the kids, or are you pretty, like, good about that, where they don't really faze you? A long day? Oh, man. Hey, you gotta answer me something. I am so interested in this, and this is gonna sound really stupid, but I've wondered this my entire life. Please help me out. What do you do in the time between dropping kids off and then taking them home? What do bus drivers do? I have always wondered this. Please give me the answer, because it's been 30-some years. Tell me. I keep forgetting to ask that of anybody I know who's a bus driver. It was just Garfield. I don't know, man. I didn't like Mondays for a while. Oh. Right, Bodhi? That's what I would think. Like, you just hang out. Like, what do you do? What do you do? I remember, God, I really don't want to go back to a full-time job, but I think I'm gonna have to later this year because we need money so bad. But, hey, if anybody has any leads, you need 2D art, hey, I will help you. Hire me. Hire Gabe. We're both looking for, like, full-time jobs. So, this independent artist thing can only go so far in this economy. Like, inflation lately has been stupid. Everything is expensive and terrible and completely crazy priced. Oh my god. It's stupid. Like, we're on paycheck to paycheck right now, and he's got that part-time job, so we need to get something else because this is not sustainable. Oh, Gobos, Gobos. Oh my god, is that the King Gobbo? He's so angry. Is he laying in milk? Oh my god, is it the Mother Gobbo? Oh. Start mentorships? The last time I did mentorships, I feel like they didn't go as well as I'd have hoped, but maybe that was just because that was my first time doing them. But I've thought about it. I mean, I used to have a graphic for it. I wonder if I've still got it here or not. I don't. I would have it, it's a little scroll that would come out to the side of the window here. I'd be like, here are my mentorships, and it'd be like, pew! But I don't know what I'd charge now, because they were $80 at the time, but I think, like, it was a monthly thing where you got, like, we had 4 hours of, like, talking to each other or typing or whatever, where I'd be dedicated to you, and there'd be projects and all this stuff. I had different mentorships for different things, like if you wanted to do conventions, if you wanted to do books and prints, if you wanted to do merch. I guess I'd open those again. See how it goes. Queen Gabo, oh man. I love her. I know, it wasn't enough at the time. Absolutely not. I think at one point I raised him to 120, but it's just, if I don't want somebody to not get their money's worth, or like they get through it and they're like, that was expensive and I didn't get enough out of it. But the only way I'm going to figure any of that out is if I actually do it, so I should try again. The first time was kind of a, But yeah, I think you're right, Isabel. I think I should. I could even do game art ones for the people who really want to know how to start that. Game art and animation. That one's tough though, because when you do that, you'll teach people these things and then they'll be like, okay, where do I go apply? And it's like you gotta find a place. That's the other thing. It's better to go into mentorships with an idea of where you want to come out. So like if you said, I want to work for this company by the end of this, that's a lot more helpful than just going in and being like, I just want to learn this, which you can do. But if you're shooting for something specific, it helps to be able to cater what you're making it for, for that particular thing. Like if you're gonna apply to Epic Games versus Riot, your portfolio has to look different, for each of those places. You kind of want to cater to where you want to work. So there's that. Catering your portfolio is always a good idea. Honestly, if you have like a hosting site where you can, have various web pages or whatever, it's kind of smart to have different portfolios on said web pages. So you don't just have one portfolio, you have a few. So if you're going for like a game art job, you've got your game art portfolio. Or if you're going for like a kids book position, have the kids book portfolio. But just make sure whatever portfolio you have, that it's for something you want to do. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something. Because 10 years down the line, if you get stuck doing 3D lighting, even though you could do it and you didn't want to do it all the time, you might get stuck there and 10 years is gone. So make sure whatever you're applying for is a position you'd really want. You'd be surprised how many times you just get sucked into like a current of a river, of a certain thing, and it's 10 years later. Isabel, but you got Justin Gerard. You wouldn't have picked me over Justin Gerard. Come on, who would do that? I want to do that. I want to learn more about ISOView and animation. ISOView is easy, John. Like, I could show you that during a stream. You wouldn't have to do much for that. And that's what I had, Isabel. It's just, I think my problem was messaging it. It was harder to message it. And plus, I never actually did a call for mentees on, like, Instagram or anywhere else other than Twitch. Because Twitch was the only spot it seemed like people were interested, so I was like, I'll just offer them here. So I think you're right. If I, put out, like, feelers elsewhere. Honestly, Gabe should do, and I've talked to him about this, do comic mentorships. I mean, the dude's worked for, like, the big companies. He has insight. He knows what's going on. He's had, successful books. He should be helping comic kids, like... It's fine, Isabel. I'm giving you shit. I'm happy to know I was considered, though. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, when I had 3 mentees. And when I did have them, it was actually going smooth, because a lot of the time we would do we'd have a weekly meeting every month, or every week. So that's 4 a month. And we'd usually just type on Discord to each other, which was nice because the chat was then recorded and they could, search through it. Because I don't like doing video or voice chats, and I don't think anybody else does either. So it's usually just text chat. But it's nice because then they don't have to worry too much about not getting down some info. It's all recorded. So that worked out really well. I'd probably do that again. But, yeah. Yeah, he does. He needs to be Comic Mama. We used to call him Stream Mom, and I was Stream Dad. Oh, Obsidian!
9 Bongo.
Thank you for the sub! Oh, I love that little thing. Is it a bird? I love it. 3-month streak. Thank you so much. That's the other thing. I really miss streaming regularly. And honestly, if I could get this to a point where it was more of a steady pay stream, that'd be nice. But that's harder to do, especially as streaming. But who knows, maybe I can do it. I already mentor. Yeah, I guess I do. I mean, for the people that want the information, I just give it to you. It's there. Like, that's why the live streams are nice, because I will just give any information you want. You just have to be here and ask me, So, I don't know what color to make that. Alright, internally telling myself, don't go crazy on the grass. Just put in what you need to put in and get out. So I'm gonna try to make sure I'm not over-rendering. Don't over-render. The hardest part with watercolor is getting it consistent as you're going. For me anyway. It's hard to keep the blended in. And I'm not too good with wet on wet yet. I need to get better at that, but there we go. That's a bit better. Blend it. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna look back at the chat. Hold on. Yeah, that works. Oh, thank you, Isabel. Well, I think you're right. I would like to go back to it. That would be very nice. And honestly, if I could just have my Patreon making more, that would be the dream. Because right now I make about half as much as a part-time job would allow. So if I could make like a third more to, double it, I know that's asking a lot, but if I could, that would be nice. Because God, if I don't want to go back to a full-time job, I really don't. I'm not over-rendering either. I'm trying to make this solid. I'll put another one over here. But yeah, if anybody is already interested in doing the mentorships, like from this conversation, tell me. And tell me what you'd want me to mentor you with, and I can tell you how likely that would be. It's the easiest stuff would be things like how to start making prints, how to make some merch, things like that. Or one of my the one that seemed to be the most popular, I called the Gauntlet, which it basically made me a project manager, and you told me a project you wanted to do, and I set you up with a schedule for it. And one of my mentees wanted to do a postcard set, which is a perfect starting point. It was a postcard set. And so I was like, all right, when do you want to have them done by? And they said this point. So I went about planning their project by how I would do it for myself, and I asked them what their free time was and whatever, and then I built out milestones and stuff, and then I would check in with them and help them with any snags they got into. So it kind of felt like a job, but also felt like you were being graded, but also like you would get help when you needed it. So I thought it was really beneficial, because by the end you'd come out with the thing you can actually use, right? But you also got all that information along the way. Because I feel like the best way to learn anything is by doing it, right? Obviously, because then you find out what things you need to look up, what you need to research along the way. If you try to learn it before doing it, you're going to forget a ton of stuff. You're not going to learn everything. So that was perfect. And they ended up doing it. And I was really happy for them. Yeah, the accountability thing is honestly what a lot of people seem to struggle with. And I feel like when nobody is depending on you except yourself, it's a little too easy to let things slide. So even if you have people online who are like, oh yeah, I'd buy prints of that, a lot of us know that's an empty promise. So it's like, I won't do it then. But if like somebody, you're paying for it, okay? B, I'm kind of, I don't want to say, I'm intimidating a bit when it comes to like your responsibilities. So I'm going to come at you a little bit. Not hard or anything. Tough love, you know. But I feel like it does help people to have that. And then once you feel what that's like to actually go through a project, to understand how to actually pace it out, the next one you could do on your own. So really you'd probably only need one mentorship stint, and then you could kind of figure out how to do it from there. And then if you still had trouble, you can come back, that whole thing. But I feel like that would be beneficial, you know? It's your biggest struggle. Yeah, and I feel like a lot of the mentorships that are available out there aren't things like that. They're based more on the artist that you're getting a mentorship from, and not so much around you and your goals. So me injecting my expertise into something you want to do, and, you know, showing you how you could do what I do, but in your way, seems the most beneficial thing, you know? I mean, it's literally showing you how to do it for yourself. Because just one artist showing you how they do things isn't going to work for everybody. That's where mentorships get sketchy for me. You know, when I'm always thinking about it, it's like, well, I could show somebody how I do something, but it's not going to work for them necessarily. It's like diet, too. That's a really good analogy, because it's like eating this, and this worked for me, but it's like if somebody has celiac disease, that diet isn't going to work for them, you know? So this is the same sort of thing or my art diet wouldn't work for you. So let's work with your diet and see how it goes. Oh, good. I'm glad he does that. I would be really afraid that some more popular artist would just be like, well, I do it like this, and if it doesn't work, I'm sorry, but that's how I do it. But if he, like, adapts, that's awesome. He's such a nice guy that I am not surprised that he would do that. Him and his wife are just smart, nice people. And not to mention skilled, but that goes without saying. I feel like this music theme goes with whatever this piece is. I don't know why it fits it. I'm into it. Like all the time this character's wasting in this house. And it's to this theme. Like maybe they're pulling a book off the shelf and reading it while they're stuck here until somebody comes and gets them. That makes me giggle. Perfect. What's everybody gonna do this week? Has anybody got any crazy plans, fun plans? Things they're not looking forward to, maybe? You don't have to tell me that one if you don't want to, but just thought I'd throw it out there. I feel like I need a different brush. Digital art for game design. Literally write software for a living, so I just want to be able to supply my own quality animations to work with. Well, that's not too hard to learn, John. I could show you that. I mean, how intensive animations? Just your basic idle, fight, walk, like those kind of cycles. The other thing, too, is just that I know all these resources exist. Like, I could point you to things, but if you do want that critique, that feedback, that one-on-one, I guess that is what I'd be there for. But, well, that fixed it. Dang. Got sailing on Wednesday and flying to Philly, hang out with a friend for trying Anthrocon. Man, it seems like you have furry cons every week. Are they that, like, constant? When will I be starting the mentorships again? Honestly, I mean, whenever. I don't know when I'll publicly announce it. I'd probably take on 2 or 3 people to start with, see how it goes. So that's what I did the first time, but I think with how my time is now, it's more manageable. Especially if we have, set days to meet and talk. You send me what you're working on. I think it'd be fine. It's just I have to figure out how I'm going to message what I want to offer to put in a post and make it succinct enough so it's not too much. So I feel like being too verbose would actually hurt me a bit. Alright, I'm going to get a little bit more bold with this sky. So this is that part I've told you guys about before where I get mad at myself for not going bold enough in an area, and when I get mad enough at myself, I'll do what I'm doing now and I'll just do it. I'll just go, because I'm just mad. I'm mad I didn't go bold with it earlier, and then that pushes me to actually do the contrast I wanted to do from the start. That's too much though. I randomly got really nostalgic last week for Age of Empires 2, specifically. And I was wondering how I'd get my hands on it again. I'm just gonna fill this in. Fluff these up. I have to do that with some white. But yeah, John, what kind of things in particular? Like basic character states, or do you want like more environmental based animations? What are you thinking? That looks like, oh my god. That saturation is too much. I could need a smaller square brush. Oh, I see. The holding different items thing, that hinges a lot on the anchor point of the image. I think it was called the origin point in code. So depending on the sprite, you would put the anchor point at the hilt of a sword or something, and then you would position it at 0, 0 on the sprite, like I would put it in their hand, basically, and then that would work pretty well. Unless, of course, they're running with it, but if it's just Final Fantasy looking, like, they don't really move much. figure out. I think I'd want blue for these shadows. It's outside, so. Yeah, JRPG sprites are pretty easy. And then you could have little cute, like, character profile images for their dialogue boxes. That was always really fun to make. Shadow might be too high up on his butt. The file name for this was Butthaus. 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 Does anybody else name their, like, files things that are just later on? You're not gonna know. You're gonna be looking for this file later on. You're not gonna remember what you named it. So Butthaus is not helpful at all. But I don't know. I didn't know if I'd be going back to it. Who knew? Who knew? It's fun though. Butthaus. Supposed to have another week of just crazy heat. I hate it. I hate that, like winter, you're, basically in the house all the time, but at least then it feels almost validated, like justified, because it's like, it's cold out, right? But it's like, it's summer, I shouldn't be in the house, but it's like too hot out. So it's basically hot winter, So you end up staying in the house anyway, in a controlled environment, and you're like, what the heck, man? It's up for interpretation. However you think he got in here is how he got in here. I thought about giving more context to the story, but honestly, I think this is just too funny on its own. Part of me wanted to draw another character and, like, have them be the owner of the house and this, that, or the other thing. And honestly, if this were a drawing for, say, a book or something, that would be smart to do that, and I would suggest you do that. But since I think this is just funny, out of context, whatever it is, I like it this way. This is funny to me. It's just like, I feel like if you came upon this in a field or something, this would just make you laugh. And I feel like that's what this purpose was for this piece. It's just to make you laugh. Maybe I'll just title it Why. Literally just why? What happened here? Maybe this opens up a whole new, like series of pieces of all these animals that are just in these stupid predicaments. Like, why? How did you do that to yourself? Like when dogs get stuck in things or cats do, and you're like, what did you do? Maybe that's what it should be called. What did you do? What have you done? I think it's just funny. I am easily amused, though. Blend, 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 blend. Hi, Twillo. How you doing? Get rid of that. How you doing today, Twillo? Still working on your sexy Thulu. He's coming along. He's probably about halfway right now. Oh, a super relaxing day. That's great. I'm so happy it's been super relaxing. Oof, early doctor appointment. Ish. Well, at least it's out of the way. You got your chores done early. Doctor's appointments sometimes are chores. Sexy Thulu, he's the guy. Sexy Thulu, he's got thighs. I'll admit, so far it's a bit much, but I think you'll like that about it. How can it possibly be too much? Good point. More than fair. Make this more yellow. Can't make up my mind on certain parts of this piece. Truth be told. Over the top sleeves or bust. Honestly, it does look like that. His scene from Jurassic Park. I feel like I channeled that. I absolutely channeled that because he's laying just like that. You're getting what you asked for. As ridiculous as it is. AKA it's perfect. Perfectly fun. I don't know why I keep picturing this piece like framed in a bathroom, like right in front of a toilet. So I feel like if you have guests and they come in and they're like, "Where's your bathroom?" and they sit down, this would just make them laugh. But like I said, I can't make any decisions on some things. Like I still don't know what color to make this thing. I'm working on it. I'm trying to figure out what I want. I guess like a red. I don't have any red yet. Red would be good. But it has to be kind of dumbed down. That works. Oh, just color choices and things like that. I'm out of practice with my painting. Alright, Isabel. I'm probably not going to stream too much longer, but no worries either way. I'm happy I've talked with you for a while on here. Thanks for coming. I hope your errands are enjoyable. And I will definitely look into the mentoring thing again, because I would really like to do it. It's just, I get kind of, I don't want to say discouraged, but I really hate seeing all those sponsored ads on Instagram where it's like, make 6 figures as a starting artist, and you know, you can do all these things being freelance art and blah blah blah, because they're not typically accurate, and they're honestly misleading people, and it bothers me. And I don't want to offer mentorships and people think the same thing. And I know it's me, and I know that's different, and some of you are going to be like, but, you know, you're fine, you're not, you know. And it's true, but I just don't want to feel like that. Because I feel like you have to be in a certain mindset to offer your experience for monetary gain, you know. And it's trying not to feel yucky about that. And I've been able to do it before, where I've disassociated from that, where it's like, you know, I do have some important knowledge. I can save people time by offering what I've learned through trial and error, so they don't go through the same pain, and they can get to where they want to be faster. That's how I end up validating giving mentorships and things, is saying that to myself. Like, I'm just giving my experience the way I know how, you know, and hopefully it can help them. But some people, I think they're on a certain type of pedestal when they offer their, you know, their knowledge, and it's like, I don't want to be seen as that. So there's a little bit of that conflict, but not much. Oh, I have been. I made $100 2 months ago. This past month I only got 15. The Reels thing is not easy to do. Like, you have to be making worthwhile Reels a lot to make decent money for it. see if I can show you my thing. Like, you have to get over 1,000 plays. Fire Seal, you should, because you've got the base for it. But for me right now, it's not doing the best. So mine just restarted again. But in the past, like last month, you can barely see that, I made around 100. I got $100 of 1,200. 1,200 would be the most I could make, but they really, like, Gabe gets to a certain point with his where he can't get above a certain amount of views. Like, it's too difficult, and usually mine are at like I've had a good one with the turnip one that was around 5K, 2.2, 1.2, 1.6. These are the only ones I think I've made money on so far. But, oh, maybe that one, 7.9, but that's like not common. A lot of my posts too, my regular posts, I have 10.2K followers, and I'm still only getting like 100, look at this, 143 likes, 162, something's, really kind of wrong with these, 162, like between these simple sticker designs and a fully rendered piece, it's around the same amount of likes. So I'm pretty sure my stuff is bugged and has been for a long time. So, oh God, we're under a heat advisory. Hi, I'm trying to get your name. It's just Isa, right? I think I remember you being here, and we just went with Isa. Is that true? I said that right? But yeah, Fire Seal, it doesn't really make us much money, but for you have to be doing it, because you would be getting mad money. You don't understand Reels to do it yet? You want me to teach you real quick so you can start making money? It's easy. Honestly, just record yourself doing one of your doodles. For you have so many followers that it doesn't matter what you make. They're gonna look at it, and that's all you want. You have enough people where you don't have to convince people to share it or do anything special to get views. You have the people for it. So just do it. Open the mentorship for people who know your work and feel they can learn from you. It's so much better than those weird IG ads. I agree. Thank you, Isabel. Thank you. Oh, don't worry. Isa, I haven't streamed for like 3 weeks. I was sick. It was bad. So, don't feel bad. You didn't miss anything. And I mean, I've been running Journey June too. During all this, June's been a headache. Straight up. It's been a headache. So, I've been trying to deal with it. Alright. I'm going to end up going over this again with a pencil so I can line it again. I want to get better lines. Because a lot of my lines got lost, which is fine. I knew they would be. Because it's an inkjet printer that I print out my line work on, so it's meant to kind of fade. Because it's ink, Here. Let's do this. Oh, nice, Isa. I'm so happy for you. It's going to be fun. Congrats on finishing your work. That must be pretty exciting. Like, I'm trying to make sure this bear doesn't end up looking too much like Winnie the Pooh. So I didn't do anything red, but he is going to be a little bit yellow or brown, so that's going to be a little bit hard to escape from. Just as long as it's not yellow, I should be okay. They're on the underside. His buckles would be on the front, wouldn't they? At least I would think. He's got some sewing seams on the sides, but yeah, that's about it. Usually I put buckles on the front. I'm glad you think he's cute. A saddle boot. Show me a picture of a saddle boot. I don't know what a saddle boot is. Educate me. Google's failing. No! How could Google fail? Spurs? Like a cowboy boot? Is that what you mean? A cowboy boot? Butte? Oh my god. Cowboy boot. Hold on. I will look 2 seconds. Oh boy. Copy. Pasta. Copy. Pasta. Oh. You really think he's that fashionable, though? I just picture him having little potato sack boots. Like, he literally is reusing a sack as a boot and probably just, like, cinched it on. Nope. If it were a commission, I would say up here, but this one, if you like it, you can buy it. Otherwise, it's just for fun, but it might also end up being next month's Clover card. So, depending on how it ends up, I'll probably change some stuff about it, like in post. Pump some colors, change some things, stuff like that. Everyone needs to feel pretty while stuck in their front door. I don't know if that's his front door, man. That might be somebody else's house. I'm just saying. This doesn't look like it was made for him. So, he might be trespassing. This may not be a noble bear. He might have ill intent. We don't know. We may never know. Do we give him the benefit of the doubt? Or do we call it like we see it? What do you think? Reverse Goldilocks. I love it. He infiltrated some little girl's house. Mom! There's a bear in my door! You got any honey? Honey? I am not happy with his butt. Nothing much I can do about that. No, don't worry about it, Issa. Don't worry about it at all. I think this banner is like really hard to see on mobile too, so I just put it there in case somebody sees it. If they don't, totally fine. I'm not expecting people to see that at all. And like I said, especially on mobile, it's basically not even there. Same for my donation bar. It's like Twitch on mobile is like not even there. It's weird. Oh, thank you. I just wanted to do something stupid without context. I figured when I thought of the idea, it made me laugh, so I was like, if it made me laugh, maybe it's worth pursuing. Because if I'm honest, the piece I had planned to do for the stream is a lot more dry. It wouldn't have been as fun to watch. It's just a house portrait. Where this is a house portrait of a different sort. See, it just wouldn't be there. I think lines are going to help this one a lot. For my overlays, I'm using OBS, the desktop version. I mean, I've got a few different overlay things here, and then like when I'm not here, I have my, like I have this, my YouTuber, sorry, it's not a YouTuber thing. It's, no, it's not showing up. My VTuber figure. Oh, it's not going to be there because the game captures off. But there's usually a 3D model here. You can see it in my last video before this. And then this is the Stream Boss thing. So if I get subs, follows, donations, things like that, it kills my HP. And then whoever kills me or does the death blow, their name gets put here. And I've got an event, like readout here of follows and bits and stuff. That's what I'm working on. These are my bits and things, and then this is my tip bar. But yeah, I usually use Photoshop just to do all of them, so. Oh, thank you, Bodhi. Bodhi, do you still stream? Sometimes? Do you have a stream schedule or anything, or do you just when you feel like it? Oh yeah, no, OBS works great. Granted, I have like a techie background, so I knew how to do all this because I made like UI for games and stuff, so it's a little bit easier for me, I guess, to make all this stuff. But it's not that hard. I think you could figure it out as long as you're doing everything on a 1920 by 1080 dimension document and everything's being exported as pings. You're fine. It'll work. I don't not stream, but I rarely. That's fair. That's very fair. Okay, I think I'm gonna duck out. We've been streaming for 2 hours. That's a good start back. This is probably at about 80%. I still need to reline it with either pen or sharp pencil. I haven't decided which yet. But it's almost done. It's not quite there. I quite like the Twitch OBS client. It's really useful, just less customizable. Yeah, I don't know the difference between the OBS one on the browser, the one on the desktop, and then Twitch's. Like, they're so confusing. So I'm on Mondays now, at 2 p.m. CST, so that's 2 hours ago, but on every Monday. This is up for grabs, so if anybody ends up wanting it, message me and you can nab it. Otherwise, it'll be on my website on cloverkin.com/shop. And I do have a bunch of originals up right now. Go peruse them if you like. And then this month's Patreon rewards are really fun too. Check my Instagram for those. And oh, you're welcome, Bodhi. Thank you for coming. It was so good to see you. We miss you so much. I wish Gabe still streamed. He has no time though. So anyway, I will see you all next time. Please be safe. Wear your mask and stuff. And I'll see you next time, okay? Thanks so much for coming. Remember, on Mondays. Bye. This, oh my god, this off-screen thing, or off-stream, is just gonna be wrong. And it's just gonna happen, so. Anyway. Yeah, John Miller, I missed you. Whenever you can, EB, no worries. I'm glad I'm streaming again, too, and feeling better. But I'll see you guys later. Bye!